let's see. What do we make of TV reunion movies?
They can provide some necessary context to what your heroes have been doing since the show went off the air, and other times they leave a bitter taste in your mouth. If you look at such reunion movies like 1991's Knight Rider 2000, where the popularity of the show was still strong overseas, and it was enjoying reruns through syndication, that Hasselhoff thought that it could benefit from being revived. The problem is that the reunion, despite being a ratings winner, left the audience and fans mixed in a direction that they had handled it. From doing the cliche setting the story in the year 2000, cryo prisons of which got used in Demolition Man 5 years later, and to having Kit dismantled to where he's installed into Michael's 1965 Chevy Bel Air, and then later a 1991 Dodge Stealth disguised as a 1983 Pontiac Banshee, with a depleted list of functions of which not even Turbo Boost was used. And we come to the subject of this fortnight's review. 1988 TV reunion of The Incredible Hulk returns, with Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno and Jack Colvin to pick up from when the show left off in 1982 after being cancelled after its 4th season.
Does this reunion movie still hold up? Well, you know how this works by now. Let's get mad.
The first minutes of this TV movie really paints the picture of what Banner has endured in the 9 years since he first became the Hulk. He has restless nights where he struggles to maintain control, and he keeps his distance even with a blossoming relationship with widowed Dr. Margaret Shaw. But that's not to say it's all doom and gloom, especially when he's greeting her for coffee.
Good morning!
Dr. Banner's coffee. Guaranteed not to make you go green. The theme of keeping a low profile from the TV series is maintained, that even at the press conference of the Gamma Transponder, he's keeping away from being named as the man responsible for the creation of the machine, insisting that it's a team effort, when really it's a facade to lay low so that he's not cited by the press, and more importantly, one Jack McGee, that hounded him throughout the TV series. Considering that it had been 2 years since his last incident by this point, he wasn't about to break his streak anytime soon, provided he could avoid it. And if he had it his way, he would have been cured and accepting Dr. Shaw's sinful proposal. There are themes of control and sacrifice. Shaw talks about losing control after losing her deceased husband, saying it was necessary for her to have some peace, whereas David doesn't have that luxury.
Well, for him, losing control involves a new wardrobe, people asking questions, and then him having to skip town. Something he got tired of.
In a very apropos way, the Hulk is a metaphor of what happens to most people when their patience has been exceeded and they just lash out, getting rid of that frustration. You do feel for David. In the 4 seasons of the TV series, he had been looking for a cure ever since he exposed himself to a high level of gamma rays, hoping to tap into the hidden strength that all humans have.
But that said, if Banner cured himself, you wouldn't have much of a continuation.
One attention I'd like to point out as a flaw in the writing is that Banner wasn't irate that Blake interrupted his experiment to cure his affliction and send his gamma rays into remission.
Look, personally, if that were me, I'd be
Language.
Cap, I think I'm allowed. I don't want to wreck my wardrobe.
Some of the best moments, which are more lighthearted and comedic, come from Thor and Donald. They really allow the viewer to have a relief from the brooding and serious aspect of what was going on with Banner's quest for a cure, and to see the two hit the town and go party hard in a bar where Thor essentially drinks everyone under the table without losing the ability for rational thought.
They go through their own respective evolutions in this movie as Donald learns to take action and not rely completely on Thor, whereas Thor learns to appreciate every moment he has out of the hammer just to have some fun, whilst appreciating Donald's help.
The heart of this still comes down to the tough choices that Banner has to make. Does he go through the chance of having a cure to obtain happiness, or does he make the choice that he doesn't want to make and give up his chance for peace for the sake of everyone's safety?
The theme of sacrifice.
This is what has made this incarnation of Banner so endearing and interesting, even when he has salvation at his fingertips to where he could practically taste it. He makes the hard choice and then moves on just so that he can protect those he cares about at the cost of his happiness.
You know, what is there to say that you didn't already know? The late Bill Bixby was Dr. Banner.
He really embodied the sober and lonely sensibilities of what made the character of Banner so endearing. He would purposely keep his distance from people that he could potentially care about, and to just laying low so that he could stay out of trouble, and by extension, keeping his green, muscular alter ego locked away. I think, like his co-star Lou Ferrigno, it's also the non-verbal acting that Bill would give when you can see the sacrifice he was making when zapping the circuit chip in the microwave, knowing that he was destroying his chance for a cure on this occasion.
He was a great actor, and he's sorely missed.
Lou stepped back into his iconic role like he never left. He conveys the intimidating presence whenever Banner would hulk out with the menacing eyes and exposed teeth, and then he has these looks of intrigue and sensitivity whenever he's in the presence of Lee Purcell. Colvin reprises his role as the smarmy and intrepid reporter Jack McGee. He pretty much picks up from where he left off from the series, constantly on Banner's trail trying to pin Banner and the Hulk as one and the same, of which Banner purposely avoids him when he catches a glimpse of him.
This movie would mark his last appearance as Jack McGee.
Levitt plays Donald Blake, a former student of Banner's from his university days, and causes a lot of problems for the Doctor, in which he lets Thor out of the hammer and unwittingly unleashes the Hulk when Thor attacks him, not understanding what he was doing when trying to calm down. He has a great rapport with Eric Kramer's Thor, acting like the straight man to Kramer's comic. Kramer would have the goofy fun of knocking back beers like they were going for half price, while Levitt is trying to be the voice of reason. Kramer understood his role as Thor and just played to his strengths as a dramatic machismo and charismatic ham. Every scene he's in, you can see that he's having unapologetic fun. And for some reason, he looks like what would happen if Triple H fused with John Cena.
And for the heels, it was one push, and they were over.
And I could also see similar mannerisms with his charisma to that of Chris Hemsworth, who portrayed the character 22 years later. Purcell plays a small yet important role. She represents the forbidden fruit that Banner can never have, which is a normal life and love. The visual effects with Thor's hammer are not anything noteworthy, and considering that this was the late 80s on a TV reunion movie, you would be hard-pressed to find anything remotely as such.
The grease paint with the powder for the Hulk's skin still looks convincing to this day.
It doesn't really matter how long it's been since you saw the series, but people would always get excited whenever a Hulk out would take place. Children, adults would smile and cheer whenever Banner would turn into the Hulk, with the eyes changing colour to seeing the muscles burst out of the shirt.
When you look back at it now, it looks silly and goofy, but in a good way.
I will admit though that the slow-mo effect whenever Hulk would jump or launch enemies across the screen really hasn't aged too well. I appreciate you have to do these for dramatic effect, but it's an aspect of the TV series that has aged poorly. I will say though, it still makes me laugh when you see the Hulk appear from behind the faux security guard, and you know the hilarity that will ensue for this rather unlucky schmuck. The score is admittedly very 80s in places to where it almost takes you out of the moment. One that comes to mind is where David is setting up the transponder to cure himself, and the music comes across as tinny and irritating. Sure is doing its job of building the suspense with the countdown, and one piece I couldn't help but notice is that it was using similar piano keys from the series theme, to which I thought was a nice touch.
Like with the TV series, the score informs you when an action scene is about to take place, or a Hulk out.
And true to the continuation of the TV series, the lonely man plays at the very end, with David attempting to hitch a ride on the highway. the same piece that accompanied every episode from the series, showing Banner's rewards for his efforts in saving the day, was Loneliness. It's such a moving score that really paints the picture of the titular character. Loneliness for his efforts.
Aside from the Lonely Man theme and some select pieces, the score has aged badly.
The movie was a rating success for New World Television, who were Marvel's owners at the time. It would spawn 2 sequels over the next 2 years in 1989's The Trial of the Incredible Hulk and 1990's The Death of the Incredible Hulk. The latter was not intended to be the end, as there was a follow-up planned with The Revenge of the Incredible Hulk, but this was scrapped when Bill Bixby sadly slipped into a coma and passed away from cancer. There wouldn't be a Hulk movie of any kind until 13 years later, with Eric Bana taking up the role of Dr. Banner in 2003's Hulk. There was a sequel talked about, but it never came to happen, as the franchise would be rebooted as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with 2008's The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton in the role of Dr. Banner, whom a lot of people cite was very similar to Bill Bixby, with mannerisms and acting sensibilities in how he would approach the character and the story. Anchor Bay Films released The Incredible Hulk Returns as a double feature with The Trial of the Incredible Hulk in early summer 2008 in order to hype up the release of 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
The movie has been enjoyed on TV, VHS, and DVD since 1988. I'm MJ Knight, and we witnessed The Incredible Hulk Returns. Kat, I think I'm allowed. I don't want to wreck my wardrobe. There's too many nice movie t-shirts there. Don't judge me. I'm gonna have that as a blooper. And for the heels, it was one push, and they were over. I'm, going to be, cutting a promo, Raiden, I am going to be getting back into the ring, and I will be cutting a 50-minute promo, and I will go to Lydia's house, and be the one to conduct her and Oni's wedding. Oni be like, I will go to Kaiju's house, and do commentary on one of his movie reviews. Kaiju pops up. Bleep. And for Win, Win just pops up. Don't even think about it. It's like, you're not burying my fun. Yeah, but doesn't Triple H bury enough of people's fun just by cutting any promo today? Tip your waitress, I'll be here all week. And for the heels... Heels? So we have the faces and the heels. The hills are alive with the sound of Triple H's promo. I have this really, really awkward image now of Stephanie McMahon in Julie Andrews' role of The Sound of Music, and Liz just goes like, just head desking, no, don't want to be reminded of wind and, winds beneath our ring, no. Bloopers are going to be entertaining for this one. I'm going to do this as like a sort of a script blooper. Hulk presents Hulk News. Tonight's news, Hulk smashed, Hulk bashed, and Hulk went over to Oni's house to share disgust of fake Hulk, one who been in WWE. He is not Hulk, I am Hulk. Now I just have this weird image of a rapport between Oni and Hulk. Hulk understands you hate fake Hulk. That is true. He parodes around thinking he's the greatest of all time, and he's not. He is not Stone Cold Steve Austin. Apparently even Imitating Oni's voice hurts. Hulk does not know of this stone cold. What does he do? Snatches things up and drinks beer. Hulk is intrigued. Now I have this image of Austin, Oni, and Hulk all drinking beer. So, we have Steve Weisers, now Hulk Weisers. Why not?